Okay, this time we're looking at the center counter defense, which is also known as the Scandinavian defense. It apparently started to switch around 1979. It's now largely known as the Scandinavian defense. It's my personal favorite defense against e4, and actually most moves by white. I played d5 in response to basically everything. But we'll see how this couple main lines go. So e4, d5, pawn takes on d5, queen takes on d5, knight to c3, queen to a5, d4, attacking the middle, knight to f3, sorry, knight to f6, now it's knight to f3, bishop to g4, h3, h5, bishop to h5, g4 attacking that bishop again, bishop to g6, knight to e5, e6, bishop to g2, and c6. Okay, in this position, you can see from the eval bar that white's up almost a pawn, 0.7, so that's pretty good position for white. Okay, let's look at the second variation. Again, e4, e5, pawn takes on e5, queen takes on d5, knight to c3, queen to a5 again, d4, knight to f6, knight to f3, and this is where this line takes a change, is c6, bishop to c4, bishop to f5, knight to e5, which looks a little strange, but that's a nice outpost for that knight, e6, g4 threatening the bishop, bishop to g6, h4 threatening the corner of that bishop, and then just knight from b to d7. And again, white's up in this position, but black's doing a, down 0.6. Again, not ideal, but solid opening. Okay, we'll do the third variation. Again, e4, d5, takes on d5, queen takes on d5, c3, queen to a5, d4, knight f6, and this time the new move is c4, bishop to c4, c6, bishop to d2, bishop to f5, knight to d5, queen to d8, knight takes on f6, g takes on f6, bishop to f4, and queen to g6. This is actually, just half a pawn down now for, 0.6 down. So about the same range as previous openings. Okay, now we're going to look at the fourth variation. And this one changes up, and that is e4, d5, takes on d5. And instead of the queen taking, the knight attacks the pawn. So white's up a pawn, but black is going to get compensation. d4, pawn, knight takes on d5 to get that pawn back. Knight to f3, g6, c4 attacking the knight goes back to the b6, knight to c3, bishop to g7, attacking that knight by c5, knight jumps back in the middle of the board, d5, bishop, c4, knight takes, knight on c3, and then b takes on c3, and then a castle for black. And you can see that black is down almost it is now a full point. So if you're going to play that, you have to be very careful, because 9 moves into the game and you're already down a whole pawn, position-wise, not material-wise. But Okay, and then the last variation is E4, D5. Oh, sorry. D5. Pawn takes on D5. And then we do this knight F3 again. D4. Knight takes on D5. F3. And this time G4. Bishop to G4. Bishop to E2. Knight to C6. C4. Bishop goes back to B6. Sorry, knight goes back to B6. Threatens that knight, D5. Bishop takes on F3. G takes on F3. Knight back to the middle of the board, E5. And then attacks again, F4. And then knight back from E to D7. And so in this position, it looks like the eval bar 0.8. So again, not great for black. But good thing about the Scandinavian defense is that it's very easy to use. You can use D5 against, I think, almost any opening. It's an acceptable way to start, so there's not much to learn. And while sometimes you come out a little bit behind, you can usually play it very quickly. You can often, if you're playing online, you can play pre-moves, D5, and then get going, rapid games. So yeah, thanks for watching.